Welcome to The Explainer. So glad you're joining us today because we're diving into something that literally affects every single one of us. If you've got big goals, a ton of grit, all the right strategies lined up, but you still feel like you're falling short, well, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're doing a total human upgrade. We're going to systematically audit both your biological hardware and your mental software to essentially turn you into a high-performance machine. Okay, let's be totally real for a second and just validate what you're probably feeling right now. You are likely running on a literal 10% battery. Just let that 10% figure sink in for a moment. When you wake up feeling stiff, achy, and just totally drained, that fatigue isn't laziness, guys. It's actually your body physically shutting you down to conserve whatever tiny bit of juice you have left in the tank. Which naturally leads us to this incredibly frustrating question. Why does your focus just completely vanish after, 20 minutes of work? Well, here's the hard truth we're unpacking today. You don't have a motivation problem. You have a biology problem. It is physically impossible to outperform your own body. I mean, if your underlying biology is struggling, there's absolutely no amount of willpower or, extra espresso shots that's going to magically force your brain into peak performance. So, how exactly do we fix this? Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, 1, the biological foundation. Then 2, the physical hardware audit. 3, the focus superpower. 4, identity over motivation. And finally, 5, the feedback loop. All right, let's dive right in. Section 1, the biological foundation, performance chemistry. Peak performance is, at its core, pure chemistry. Think of your body like a multi-million-dollar Formula One car, right? You wouldn't even dream of putting cheap, low-grade fuel into an F1 engine. But somehow, we do it to ourselves constantly. So to get that high-octane human fuel, we rely on 4 equal pillars. First up is sleep. And this isn't just resting, it's literally performance preparation. Did you know that just one bad night of sleep leaves your brain functioning like you're legally drunk? Crazy, right? Next is nutrition. Every single bite you take is essentially sending a chemical text message to your system. Then movement. Just 20 minutes of exercise releases this protein called BDNF, which physically makes your brain smarter and faster at learning. And finally, mental rest. Constant doom scrolling absolutely fries your focus. Your brain desperately needs that white space to connect the dots. You genuinely need all 4 of these pillars firing to keep that battery fully charged. Moving right along to section 2, the physical hardware audit. Find your energy leaks. See, most of us are leaking serious energy just because of the funky, hunched-over positions we're stuck in all day. And yeah, I'm talking about the exact posture you probably have right now while watching this. We're going to use the joint-by-joint approach to systematically find where those leaks are. Okay, I literally want you to try this with me right now. It's called the Apley Scratch Test, and it targets the shoulders. Just reach one arm over your shoulder and reach the other arm behind your back. Try to touch your fingertips together. Can you do it? If not, you're missing some absolutely crucial internal or external rotation in those shoulder joints. But hey, don't stress. You can easily fix this. Just grab a standard towel and do some towel pulls to gently stretch and mobilize those joints back to where they naturally should be. Next up in the audit is your thoracic spine, basically your mid-back. Think about it. If someone took a side profile picture of you right now, does your back round like a hunchback? Because that stiffness is literally crushing your diaphragm, which kills your ability to take deep breaths. And guess what? That starves your brain of oxygen, which directly kills your focus. To fix it, try doing thoracic extensions over the arm of your couch or hop on the floor for some cat-cow stretches to get that vital oxygen flowing again. Finally, let's audit the lower body with a basic bodyweight squat. Pay close attention here. If your feet violently turn out, or you find yourself shifting heavily to one side, or your heels pop off the floor, you failed the test. But here's the fix. If your hips are the problem, you need to do the 90-90 drill, which opens up both your internal and external rotators at the same time. If it's your heels lifting up, your ankles are locked. Try elevating your heels on a small platform and doing knee over toe drills to restore that range of motion. All right, section 3, the focus superpower, fixing your software. Now that we've patched up those physical energy leaks, we really have to talk about the fact that most of us are incredibly busy, but shockingly ineffective. Why? Because we constantly mistake mere motion for actual progress. And the reason we're so ineffective basically comes down to this terrifying number, 23. Research shows it actually takes up to 23 minutes to fully regain your state of deep, productive focus after just one tiny single interruption. Think about how many times your phone buzzes or an email dings in an hour. You're constantly resetting that 23-minute timer, which means you could literally go an entire workday without ever hitting deep focus.
No way.
So what this all means is you have to understand the switching cost. This is the massive cognitive price tag your brain is paying every single time you bounce from your phone to an email and back to your real work. And please stop trusting your willpower to fight this. Willpower is totally, completely unreliable. You absolutely cannot will your way out of a biological switching cost. Instead of relying on willpower, you need to install a software patch, the 90-minute focus block. Now, the rules here are strict and totally non-negotiable. Set a timer for 90 minutes. Put your phone in a completely different room and commit to one single task. Now remember, focus is a muscle. Week 1, doing this for 90 minutes is going to feel agonizing, almost impossible. But stick with it, because by week 3, it's going to flow naturally and you'll actually start craving that uninterrupted work state. Moving right into section 4, identity over motivation. Rely on systems. Look, elite performers, people like Michael Phelps, they don't wake up every day just bursting with inspiration. They definitely don't wait until they feel like working out. They rely entirely on mechanical systems and a rock-solid sense of self. Because here is the blunt truth. Motivation is a total scam. It's exactly like the weather, unstable, unpredictable, and completely out of your control. Some days it's sunny and great, other days it is pouring rain. If you only do your mobility drills or your focus blocks when you feel motivated, you are going to fail. For sure. You can never trust motivation to drive peak performance. The real secret here is shifting from a temporary goal to a permanent identity. Saying I want to run a marathon is a goal, right? It's external. But saying I am a runner, that is an identity. It's internal. And your brain naturally craves consistency with whoever you believe you are. If your identity is, I'm an athlete or I'm a high performer, then doing your 90-90 hip drills or locking your phone away isn't some horrible chore. It's not a punishment. It's simply just what you do. Which brings us to section 5, the feedback loop. Track your inputs. Look, getting a total human upgrade isn't just a fun little weekend experiment. You need a permanent system to actually lock these changes in for good. And the absolute best way to do that is to obsessively track your inputs, not your outputs. We always ask output questions, right? Did I lose weight today? Or did I make a bunch of money today? Those are the wrong questions. You need to ask input questions. Did I do my 90-minute focus block? Did I do my 90-90 hip drills? If you just manage those tiny, sometimes boring inputs day in and day out, those small biological changes are going to compound over time into massive life-altering outputs. That's when peak performance stops feeling forced and starts feeling totally natural. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final provocative question to think about. Did you do your 90-minute focus block today? Look, if your physical hardware is leaking energy and your mental software is completely distracted, it is time to take the wheel. Stop trying to force it, fix your biology, protect your focus, and start your upgrade today. Catch you in the next one.